On the face of it, taking a brief from a client should be a case of simply listening and making notes, or reading the briefing document that's been sent to you. However, actually, if that's how you see it, you're halfway to failing. Your best case, passive brief taking leaves the client feeling like they're the one doing all the work, or that you're not interested in them, not interested in the project, or maybe that you just don't care that much. The worst case, it means the scope for the budget is never properly defined. The budgets are inaccurate, the timelines move, and charging more at the end of the project gets clients increasingly frustrated. Ultimately, if you don't get the scope right, you will lose the business. If you never really nail what the client wants in the first place, you're in trouble. So what should you do? First, it's critical to understand why the client wants to do something and not just what they want to do. It's amazing how rarely the true objective for a project is communicated unless you ask. For example, you may get a brief for a website design. Uncovering that this is part of a bigger multi-channel campaign designed to raise awareness of a specific issue opens up all sorts of possibilities. Not only do you understand that traffic is going to be arriving from multiple sources, so you might need multiple landing page options in terms of your scope, but also you can ask why they don't use you for the other channels. You might then discover the same brief was sent to 3 other companies, and that they might also be happy for you to propose a more complete campaign, something that's really going to meet their objective. Now that type of upselling or pre-selling is what bosses absolutely love. So assuming you know the objective, there's a few other functional things that can be helpful to check. How are they going to measure success? What are the key milestones? What are the timings? What other stakeholders might need to approve things? In other words, what might get in the way of you delivering it? What are the client processes that need to be followed? If it's a client going on holiday for 4 weeks, have they done this before? And are there any internal best practices? It might seem strange to ask the client if they can send you best practice examples, because they're asking you to answer their brief. However, it's amazing how many times you get sent a best practice example from a client after you've sent them the first draft of the project, with an email that reads, I thought it would be more like this. The key thing to remember is that you're trying to make the client look good. So asking them for best practice examples from across their business is really positive for them, and it can save you a whole heap of issues and changes down the line. One of the things that I'd recommend in a practical way is creating your own project briefing checklist or template. Capture the key questions that you need to make sure you answer every time. It's a simple way to improve revenue, improve opportunities, and save time on scoping and budgeting. Ultimately, it's about delivering more effective projects a lot faster with fewer amends. So for more on specific skills that will help you work smarter, check out the rest of the videos in this section and subscribe to ensure you get the latest content.